All right, so we've got a whole mountain of articles here.
Yeah.
All about Elon Musk's xAI and their new AI model, Grok.
It's fascinating stuff.
We're talking truth-seeking AI,
Right.
real-time learning,
Yep.
and a model that's not afraid to be a little spicy.
Yeah, a little bit edgy.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
yeah, buckle up.
Definitely.
We're going to break down what's got everyone buzzing about Grok.
It really feels like a new era for AI, doesn't it?
Totally. Let's start by breaking down xAI and Grok.
Sure.
What are they all about?
Well, xAI's mission is to build AGI,
Okay.
artificial general intelligence. Think of it like this. Most AIs we see today
Right.
are good at very specific tasks.
Right.
Like recommending a movie or,
Yeah.
writing a poem or something.
Right.
AGI wants to be like a human brain
Okay.
that can learn and solve problems across any field.
Wow.
Ambitious, right?
It is ambitious.
Very much so.
There's a quote from xAI about Grok aiming to
Understand the true nature of the universe. Is that just marketing hype? Or do they really have some legitimate scientific aspirations there?
It's definitely a bold statement.
Yeah.
But think about it. If Grok can process information like text, images, and tap into the constant stream of data from X, formerly Twitter, in real time, it's like having an AI with a direct line to the pulse of the world.
So it's always connected, always learning.
Yeah, constantly evolving.
It's almost like how Dr. Strange used the time stone to see millions of possibilities and outcomes.
That's a great comparison.
Right.
Yeah, that constant flow of information could give Grok a serious edge over models like ChatGPT, which are trained on static data sets.
Okay.
They're not constantly being updated with new information.
Okay, so speaking of ChatGPT, everyone's making the comparison. ChatGPT versus Grok. How does Grok stack up against the competition?
Well, one key difference is that xAI is leaning towards open sourcing Grok.
Wow.
Imagine a world where anyone could potentially access and tinker with this powerful AI. The possibilities for innovation are mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's both really exciting and a little bit daunting, right?
Yeah, sure. For sure.
It's like with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
Spider-Man's Uncle Ben would say.
100%.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
Another difference is the focus on humor and truth-seeking.
Yeah.
ChatGPT plays it safe, right? Sticking to neutral responses. You ask it a question, it gives you a very straightforward answer.
Right.
Grok is being designed with personality to be more conversational, even a bit edgy at times.
So if ChatGPT is your reliable straight-A student, Grok is more like that friend who's always cracking jokes, even if they're a little off color.
Yeah, a little bit mischievous.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not that analogy.
It's a risky move, though, right?
Absolutely.
Trying to program humor into an AI.
It's really hard to do.
But if they can pull it off, it could make Grok a lot more engaging and relatable than the typical AI assistant.
Yeah, definitely.
That real-time learning aspect is what has me hooked.
I think that's the most exciting part.
It's like having an AI that's constantly evolving, adapting to new information, and becoming more knowledgeable by the second.
It's revolutionary. Think of Iron Man's Jarvis.
Oh, yeah.
Always up to date.
Yeah.
Analyzing situations instantly. Grok, having access to the X data fire hose, could provide real-time insights that other models simply can't match.
Okay, let's talk about the potential benefits and the risks.
Right.
What could a powerful truth-seeking and constantly learning AI like Grok actually do for us?
The possibilities are endless.
Okay, like what?
Imagine Grok analyzing scientific data and accelerating breakthroughs or helping journalists cut through misinformation and get to the heart of a story.
So it's like a super-powered fact-checker for the entire world.
Yeah, it could be.
Wow.
But there are potential downsides, too.
Of course, yeah.
We need to be critical thinkers.
Right.
Remember Inception?
Yeah.
How they had to constantly question what was real.
Right.
We need to have that same mindset when we're interacting with AI.
Yeah, especially in a world that misinformation spreads like wildfire.
Exactly.
Just because an AI says it's true doesn't mean it actually is.
Exactly. We can't just blindly trust the output of any AI, even one that claims to be truth-seeking.
Yeah.
We need to understand its limitations, be aware of potential biases, and always apply our own judgment.
It all boils down to being a savvy consumer of information,
Exactly.
no matter where it comes from.
No matter the source.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And remember, even a powerful AI like Grok doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Right.
It's a product of its creators, its data sources, and the societal context in which it's developed.
Right.
We need to be aware of those influences as we evaluate its output and consider its impact on the world.
Now, this incredible technology doesn't come cheap.
You're absolutely right.
Like what kind of...
We're talking tens of thousands.
Wow.
Of NVIDIA GPUs. The most powerful computer chips used just to train Grok. Think of it like this. xAI has built a colossal supercomputer that costs hundreds of millions of dollars just to power this AI.
It makes you wonder if the future of AI belongs only to the tech giants.
It's a valid concern.
With these kinds of resources.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone can just build a... Exactly.
It's a huge barrier to entry.
Yeah.
But the open source approach could be a game changer. Imagine smaller teams. Universities. And even individuals collaborating and contributing to the development of AI.
That would be incredible.
It could level the playing field in ways we can't even imagine yet.
So there's a lot to unpack here.
Definitely a lot to consider.
We've got xAI's ambitious goals, Grok's potential to be a truth-seeking, joke-cracking AI, and the massive amount of computing power behind it all.
It's mind-boggling.
Where does all this leave us?
It's the big question.
What should we be paying attention to?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
As Grok evolves.
What stands out to you?
Personally, I'm fascinated by the potential for real-time learning and how it could change how we access and interact with information.
Absolutely.
But I'm also cautious about the spicy humor and the potential for bias, even with a truth-seeking AI.
Those are valid concerns.
What about you?
I'm with you on both points. The potential is enormous, but so are the risks. We need to be vigilant, engaged, and ready to ask the tough questions as Grok becomes more integrated into our lives.
It feels like we're stepping into a science fiction novel, but it's real life.
100%.
And it's happening right now.
You said it.
It's pretty wild.
It's exciting times.
We're just at the beginning of this AI revolution. And Grok is right there at the forefront.
Yeah, leading the charge.
It's going to be fascinating.
Absolutely.
And probably a little bit scary.
It comes with the territory.
To see where it all goes from here.
It's a wild ride for sure. It's incredible to think how quickly things are moving. It seems like just yesterday, ChatGPT was the talk of the town, and now we have Grok pushing the boundaries even further.
It's like the AI landscape is in hyperdrive. And speaking of fast-paced innovation, there are already rumors about Grok being integrated into Tesla vehicles.
Now that would be a game changer. Imagine a car that can understand your needs, anticipate your requests, and learn your preferences as you drive.
It's giving me major key ITT from Knight Rider vibes, but with a more modern sense of humor.
Think about the possibilities for safety. Grok could constantly analyze traffic patterns, weather conditions, and even your driving habits to provide warnings and prevent accidents. It's like having a super intelligent co-pilot.
A co-pilot that can also tell you a joke while navigating through rush hour traffic. But seriously, that level of integration raises some interesting questions. How much data will Grok collect about our driving habits and where we go? Who will have access to that information?
Those are crucial questions. As with any powerful technology, there needs to be a balance between innovation and responsibility. We need to ensure that privacy and security are at the forefront as Grok becomes more integrated into our lives.
And speaking of integration, one thing that's creating a lot of buzz is that Grok is being offered for free to all X Premium users. That's the paid subscription tier on X.
That's a brilliant strategic move from xAI. It gives them a massive pool of users to gather feedback from and refine Grok's capabilities. Plus, it creates a strong incentive for people to subscribe to X Premium, which could reshape the social media landscape as we know it.
It's like offering a free trial of the future, and people are lining up to take it. But it's not just about social media, right? Grok's potential impact extends far beyond that.
Absolutely. If Grok lives up to its hype, it could disrupt everything from customer service chatbots to online education platforms. Even the way we search for information online could be completely transformed.
Imagine asking Grok a complex question and getting a nuanced, insightful, and maybe even humorous answer instead of just a list of links from a search engine.
That's the kind of paradigm shift that has people both excited and apprehensive. We're potentially talking about a fundamental change in how we interact with information and technology.
It's like that moment in 2001, A Space Odyssey, when HAL 9000 became self-aware. We're not saying Grok is going to turn evil.
Of course not. But we are entering a new era where AI is becoming increasingly sophisticated and integrated into our lives. It's crucial to have these conversations now to think critically about the implications and to ensure that we're developing this technology responsibly.
I think that's a key takeaway here. We need to approach AI development with a sense of wonder, but also with a healthy dose of caution.
You're exactly right. It's like any powerful tool can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us as a society to guide its development and ensure that it aligns with our values and goals.
And that brings us to another fascinating aspect of Grok, its ability to understand the true nature of the universe. What does that even mean in the context of AI?
It's a question that philosophers have been grappling with for centuries. But in the context of Grok, it suggests an AI that can process vast amounts of information, identify patterns, and draw conclusions that might elude human understanding. It's like having an AI Einstein.
Whoa, an AI that can unlock the secrets of the universe. That's both exhilarating and a bit terrifying, isn't it?
It definitely raises some profound questions. If Grok succeeds in its mission, will it share its findings with us? Or will it decide, like HAL 9000 in 2001, that humans are too flawed to handle such knowledge?
That's a question for the ages.
Yeah.
But for now, I think it's safe to say that Grok has shaken up the AI landscape, and it's going to be fascinating to see how it evolves in the coming months and years.
Absolutely. And as we continue to explore Grok's capabilities and implications, it's important to remember that we're all part of this conversation. Our voices matter, our choices matter, and we have a responsibility to ensure that AI is developed and used for the benefit of humanity.
That's a great point. So as we wrap up this segment of our deep dive, what are some key takeaways for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as they navigate this rapidly evolving AI landscape?
I think it's crucial to stay informed, to ask questions, and to be critical consumers of information, especially when it comes from AI sources. Remember, AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us to ensure that we're using it wisely and responsibly.
I couldn't agree more. We need to be mindful of the potential benefits and risks of AI and be actively involved in shaping its future.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to some bold predictions about what the future holds for Grok and the world of AI. Okay, so we're back and ready for some bold predictions about the future of Grok and the world of AI. What do you see happening in the next few years with all of this?
All right, here's a prediction. I think within the next 2 years, Grok is going to become the main source for news and information, surpassing even traditional search engines.
Really? Wow, that's a big prediction.
I think it's possible.
But it makes sense if Grok can really deliver
Right.
accurate and engaging information in real time. It could totally change how we consume news and learn about the world.
Exactly. Think about it. Instead of looking through search results or scrolling through tons of social media feeds, you could just ask Grok a question.
Right.
And get a clear, concise, and maybe even entertaining answer.
It's like having a personal AI researcher at your beck and call.
Exactly.
But with all this talk about Grok's smarts, we haven't really talked about where its knowledge comes from.
You're right. It's not just about pulling data from X. Grok is also being trained on a massive data set of text and code, like feeding it a library the size of the entire internet.
And this is where the open source aspect comes into play again, right?
Yes.
Anyone can contribute to Grok's training data, making it a truly global project.
It's like a worldwide brainstorming session, constantly expanding Grok's understanding of the world. But that brings up a really crucial question. How do you make sure that a globally sourced AI doesn't reflect the worst parts of humanity?
Right. How do you filter out bias, prejudice, and misinformation from a data set that's constantly growing?
It's a huge challenge. It's like trying to teach a child right from wrong when they're exposed to all sorts of influences. xAI says they're using human oversight and algorithms to identify and mitigate these issues, but it's a constant battle.
Yeah, it makes you think maybe this solution isn't just about technical safeguards. Maybe it also requires all of us to be more critical thinkers, more aware of our own biases, and more proactive in promoting diversity and inclusion in AI development.
I agree. We can't just rely on algorithms to solve complex societal problems. We need to be active participants in shaping the future of AI and ensuring it reflects the best of humanity.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Grok and xAI, we want to leave you with this thought. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's a future that we are actively shaping with every decision we make, every line of code we write, and every conversation we have.
And while the potential is enormous, imagine breakthroughs in science, medicine, and even our understanding of the universe, we need to proceed with a sense of responsibility and caution.
It's like we're standing at the edge of a new frontier, filled with both wonder and uncertainty. And as we take our first steps into this uncharted territory, let's remember that the future of AI is ultimately up to us.
Now for the big finish, our bold prediction about Grok's future.
We predict that within 5 years, Grok will be integrated into every aspect of our lives, from our homes and cars to our workplaces, and even our personal relationships, becoming an indispensable tool for navigating the complexities of the 21st century.
It might sound like science fiction, but remember, not too long ago, smartphones were a novelty. Now they're practically extensions of ourselves. It's totally possible that Grok or something like it will become just as integrated into our daily lives.
So buckle up, everyone. The AI revolution is just getting started, and it's going to be a wild ride. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure exploring these fascinating topics with you. And remember, keep those questions coming. There's always more to learn, and we're just scratching the surface here. Until next time, keep diving deep.